What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today is the day so many of you Corvette fans have been waiting for because the all-new 2020 Corvette C8 convertible was finally just released. Chevrolet put a small VIP gathering at the Kennedy Space Center, and they have officially released the convertible version of the mid-engine Corvette, along with the completely new C8R race car. Make sure that you stay tuned as I will talk about the C8R race car at the very end of this video. Now, as you can see in this short video clip you're watching, the design looks really good. It's right on par with what you would expect out of other exotic convertibles, and especially those with the larger cells that sit behind the seats. Now, most people are already aware of this, but you can also see the huge improvement in that the car is now a hardtop convertible. This is really big news and has never been done on a Corvette before. I honestly have never really been a fan of convertibles that have soft tops because I just feel like they don't have the great reliability and long-term holdup that a hardtop has, and so it's a huge difference and game changer that Chevrolet has gone this route. I remember the first experience I ever had was in a Mercedes hardtop convertible, and it was like night and day than from a soft top. Chevrolet has absolutely gone in the right direction with this build out. So first things first, let's take a look at the video Chevrolet has for us regarding the all-new Chevrolet convertible Corvette C8.
For the first time, Corvette is offering a state-of-the-art retracting hardtop. The advantages of this are vehicle security, quietness, and beauty. The top operates very quickly and it can raise and lower while you're driving. There's no loss of cargo space and you keep the beautiful lines of the coupe even when you have a full convertible.
So there you have it, the beautifully redesigned convertible Corvette C8. Now, a bit more background was provided to us by the great people at the Mid-Engine Corvette forum. If you haven't already checked out that site, make sure you do. They will have more additional information on the convertible, and I will put a link in the pinned comment below. The new convertible will use 6 electric motors, which allow for the hardtop to sit neatly above the 6.2-liter LT2. The hardtop takes less than 16 seconds to fully retract and can be done at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. So if you are driving down a side street and it did start to rain, you don't actually have to stop to raise the roof. You just slow down to 30 miles an hour and hit your convertible button. It's a little button located in the driver area. Shockingly enough, even with the hardtop stowed away, the Corvette doesn't lose any luggage space. This has been a really important point for Chevrolet, and it's a big feat for them to be able to pull it off, so kudos to them. Just for a bit of perspective, usually when the top is pulled down, you have to sacrifice luggage space. Usually that just sits in your luggage area, and so you don't have as much as you would traditionally have with the top up. So again, very cool. Moving on from there, we can see that the new design elements by the rear engine bay. Of course, with this being a hardtop convertible, the engine bay will not be on display, so instead you do have a vented engine cover. Chevrolet says they spent countless hours on keeping cooling a priority in the convertible, so the vents are active and they provide ample cooling for the engine bay area. I do have to say, as cool as the convertible looks, I do hate to see that magnificent engine bay glass does disappear. This will differ from person to person, but in my opinion, one of the coolest parts of a mid-engine exotic is seeing the heart of the car through that back glass bay. I honestly can't tell you how many people stop to comment about the engine bay of my Audi R8, and it's something that, in my opinion, is so very cool. So for this, it would be a deal breaker for me, but of those not worried about that element, the car is shaping up to be an incredible convertible. Next, let's talk about the performance on the convertible. Chevrolet says to expect almost identical performance numbers. They didn't get into the specifics as they said testing was still taking place, but they did reference the sub 3-second 0 to 60 time that the coupe offers. My honest guess is that the car is within probably a tenth of a second of the coupe version. They really do know that performance is key for the Corvette C8, so they will build a convertible that keeps with that character. The convertible can be built with the Z51 package, which will continue to provide you with that 400 pounds of downforce at 180 miles per hour. Now, I have seen that 400 pounds of downforce data given out. They've had that around for a while, but this is the first time that I've read that it is peak downforce hits at 180 miles per hour, so I did think that bit was interesting that they added that to the presentation. Now, purely from a design element, Chevrolet wanted to continue with the fighter jet look that they had in the coupe. The streamlined roof angles hold true, with the cells behind each seat keeping a great visual line across the top of the car. They also help to provide airflow over the top of the car so that the driver and the passenger are not smashed by wind leaking into the cabin. One other really neat feature is that the rear glass can be manually adjusted up or down with the push of a button. But the cool part being that even with the top up, you can bring the window down. This will allow for the cabin to bring in more noise from the engine. This is really cool, and it's something that you can't do with the coupe, as the glass breaks you up from the enclosed engine bay, so for safety reasons that glass panel cannot move. And finally, we get to price. The all-new Corvette C8 convertible will start at $67,495. So essentially you can tack on $7,500 to your build out if you would like your new mid-engine Corvette to have a hardtop convertible. As I mentioned, I do think this is by far the best route for the convertible edition, and I do truly believe this will lift the percentage of convertibles built versus coupes. I personally will be sticking with the coupe build out as I prefer it for many reasons, but this is truly a tempting buy. If you look at other examples of exotics and convertibles, the pricing is very competitive for this type of hardtop build out. Production for the Corvette will take place later this year, with deliveries happening as early as next year. And this is actually really great news, as many sources had cited that the convertible would not be available until late summer or possibly early fall of 2020. So it looks like the convertible will be here much earlier than expected. I also wanted to mention that the online visualizer is already up and running for the convertible. I've played around with it a little bit, as you can see in the video, and it really does give you a nice sense of what the car looks like from different angles. So make sure you go out and check it out, and I will provide you a link below on that as well. And for the final part of today's video, it is the huge surprise reveal of the all-new C8R. Chevrolet had teased that they were going to bring this car out, but it wasn't known that it was going to be revealed at this event. So here is the reveal video for you.
Please welcome Corvette racing driver, Tommy.
As you can hear from the video, the exhaust sounds amazing, so aggressive, and it's exactly what so many people have been waiting for out of the race version of the C8 Corvette. At this time, we don't have any specifications on the car, as it will be released next week, but the car will be ready for fall of 2020, and from just a visual stance, the car is stunning. It truly looks beyond aggressive, and my true excitement is that it gives us an idea of what will be capable out of the design on the upcoming Z06. Of course, the Z06 won't have like the same rear diffuser, but the wider body and overall stance of the C8R will most likely pass through in some types of concept to the Z06. That car is truly going to be incredible, and I will make sure to keep you in the loop about any information that we have that drops about it. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you support my channel and hit that thumbs up. It's appreciated more than I can express. I do want to know your thoughts on the all-new Corvette C8 convertible below, as well as the C8R. I am also curious as to how many of you will be ordering or switching your coupe over to the convertible. Make sure you also hit that bell notification in the top right corner so you know when my latest video is.
Please welcome Corvette racing driver